Hello, dividend executives. Welcome back. It is Monday. The stock market is open, and my gosh, cue the volatility. As you guys know, we have been trading the wheel in this account for the last 2 years now, and we sell cash secured puts. We get assigned some shares. We sell some covered calls. We get back to cash. We rinse. We repeat, and you can see the volatility right here in the account. Right now, we're sitting about $10,500. About an hour ago, we were sitting at $12,300. So that is the market. Right now, I'm playing heavily on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is trading really nice this morning. Then as soon as the market opened, it absolutely sold off. We got some calls in quickly, which are looking good right now. We'll go over those. But yeah, now that we are out of the put side and into the call side, for the first time this year, we're going to see a lot of volatility. So let's go over it. Let's take a look at what plays we're making, what shares I bought this week, how I'm managing this small account, and we just don't worry about the small stuff. So today we're up about $848. This morning we were up about $2,600. So cue the volatility, like we said. For the week, we're down about $1,700. We were flat as I was preparing for the video, but it is what it is. 2,800 we're down for the past month, and that is because of the mstx drop and the Bitcoin drop in the last couple of weeks. 3 months we're down about 10%. 1 year we're up 46%. All time up about 50%. So we've shaved about 50% off, right? We were at 100% up or 93% up just a few days ago. And that's how fast things can change, especially when you go from all cash to owning some assets, and for sure when you are trading high volatility assets. It's just part of the game. So what do? Well, we control. We stack our shares. We collect our call premium, and we collect rent on our shares every single week, and we continue to buy more shares. So let's talk about what I did this week. Well, first things first, I deposited another $250 into the account, and we quote unquote bought the dip, right? So we had a massive dip. If you guys have been following Bitcoin or MSTU, MSTR, MSTX, they have been getting obliterated. And so what I did is I bought the dip. First things first, Mara. We sold some calls last week. Those looked really good. On Friday, I ended up rolling those calls out and collecting some nice premium there. So last week we sold call. Let's see, we got assigned on February 21st, $1,500. We bought 100 shares at the 15 strike. Then we sold the 15.5 call for $26. We ended up buying to close that for $2, so we booked the 24 there, and then sold a new call at the 15 for $49. The reason why I did the 15 is because I have so much in MSTX and a little bit in MSTU. I want to increase my share count there, and in order to do that, I need to free up more cash. And so my goal with with Mara is to get back to cash this week. That's the goal. I sold aggressive at my assignment strike, and that's the hope, right? Then obviously we made the money on the put side, and then we made some money on the call side. If we can get out and back to cash, that's another $1,500. That'll allow me to move around my cost basis on MSTU and MSTX. So that's the goal there. This morning we opened up at 1560. Then we went as low. Yeah, now we're trading at 1480. We went as low as $14 this morning. So volatile assets. I don't care about how this price moves. All I care about is on Friday, are we above the 15 strike? My goal is hoping yes. Then I'll get my shares called away. I'll get paid to share those sales, and we get back to cash on the Mara position. So that's Mara. MSTX, you guys can see I'm down about 3,200. I was down about 1,000 an hour ago, but that's just the name of the game, right? We had a nice open. MSTX was trading about 30 and some change, and then now we're down to about 25. But how are we managing it? I'm not worried about it. It's about 80% of the portfolio as of right now. When you have a small portfolio, though, that's just kind of how it goes. I've added 30 shares of odd lot. I've lowered my cost from 36 down to 35.15. Now keep in mind, this is not including the thousands of dollars we've made selling cash secured puts. My cost basis is significantly lower on paper, but in Robinhood, all it keeps track of is my assignment cost. And then obviously I bought some shares since then to lower my cost basis. So let's talk about what I've done. Let me pull up the history on this. So we got assigned back on right here. The 36 put assignment, $10,800. We got assigned 300 shares. Then what did I do? Well, I instantly got to work buying shares. We bought 5 shares at $30.75. We sold a call for $195. Then we took that premium. We instantly bought 5 more shares at the $32.17. 2 more shares at $32.65. Another share at $23.39. Another 4 shares at $23.03. Another 8 shares at $22.78. And then my 36 calls expired worthless this morning. $240 worth of call premium at the 37 strike. So if called away, we're going to book some nice profit. I don't know if we'll get to that point by Friday. Only time will tell. But we'd book about $600 worth of share appreciation gain. And on top of that, the $240 in call premium. And then what did I do? Of course, I got paid $240 in premium. I went and I bought 5 shares at $24.73 to lower our cost basis. So that's where we at. We collected $240 worth of rent on mstx this morning. And then we added to our share position. Now we are up to 330 shares. So hopefully Bitcoin starts getting back to business and we can get back to cash on that position. That's the hope. Mstu, similar story, getting absolutely obliterated. Look at the month chart on this, down 46%. We got assigned at the 750. Let me scroll back here to the history and just show you all full transparency here. Got assigned at the 750. Sold the call for $15. That expired worthless. We kept the whole 15, so that's $20 worth of options premium we've collected there. Then I took some of my cash in the account and some of the premium from selling on my other assets, and we started buying shares, right? 3 shares at $488, 10 shares at $486, 7 shares at $482, 5 shares at $480. My MSTU call expired. Then this morning, I sold a 6.5 call at $40 worth of premium, which was really nice. You can see that here this morning. So we collected some nice money. What did I do with that? I went and bought shares right off the rip. So I took some of the mstx premiums as well, but we bought 25 shares at $517, 15 shares at $516. So that's about $200 worth. And we lowered our cost basis significantly. If you look here, now we're up to 165 shares, about $884 worth of market value. Our cost basis has gone from, what did we get assigned at? 750, I want to say. Yeah, 750. So we've taken our cost basis from 750 and we averaged it down all the way down to 650. And what's crazy is about an hour ago, we were at 650. So we were at break even on this position an hour ago, and that's how volatile this thing is. It's up 8.28% right now. This morning it was up 20-something percent. Let me see. Yeah, we were up 30%. 30% at market open, and that's when I ripped off my calls. And that's just the name of the game. We could be right back at that this week, but the goal on this, I average myself down, I sell aggressive calls, and I hope to get back to cash. If I can get back to cash, that's another $1,000. So if I can get back to cash on Mara and MSTU by the end of the week, we can get ourselves back to, $25,000, $3,000 worth of cash, and then we can use that to average down on MSTX or look for other put selling opportunities. So that's the goal right there. We're down about 17% on paper, but again, not too worried about that. This morning we were at break even. So that's just the way the market works. These are leveraged funds. And if I can continue to average downhill here, I will. But for now, we're sitting at 653 and a 650 call. So that's where we're sitting on those positions. Let's talk about the calls, right? We're up already $22 on the MSTU call from this morning. So we're up about 55%. We'll run this all the way to expiration. Hope we get assigned. MSTX, we're up already 75%. And we sold this, I don't know, an hour and a half ago. So we sold it 2 minutes after market open because I knew that this was going to sell off. And of course it did sell off. So we collected the 240. I could close these out right now and book the $180 worth of profit. That's 75% in a couple of hours. But I'm going to let it run. Why am I going to let it run? Well, my cost basis is 35. So if we sell them for 37, I'll book the 200 or just a little bit under 200 per lot, and we'll get back to cash. I have no risk. If it goes above 37, great. If it stays below, great. This will expire worthless, and we'll rinse and repeat next week. I want to talk about the stats on this, right? So we're 2 weeks into the call selling. Week 1, we collected 234 between MSTX, MSTU, and Mara. And week 2, which was today, we've collected 329. So we're averaging 281 between the 2 weeks. If we are to replicate the 281 4 weeks in a row, we're talking about $1,126 worth of monthly rent on my shares. With $1,126, that's absolutely killing our goals. but we are able to buy more and more shares and get more and more lots, right? So we're talking about like this, MSTU, for example, right? If I were to buy, I don't have the funds for it, but if I were to buy 35 shares right now, it's going to cost me about 188 bucks, and that gets me to 200. Then I could come in here and I could sell another call at the 6.5, and we're talking another $15 to $20, right? So every extra lot, every extra odd lot that I get in there, let's look at the total equity. Every extra odd lot I get in there gets us closer to our next lot of 100. And it also gives us some shares that run free and clear, right? So if MSTU all of a sudden has a crazy day, 30, 40, 50% short squeeze, which is possible that this morning this was at 30% in the green, right? Then I have some odd lots that are uncovered that I could sell for a profit on a quick dip. Same thing with MSTX. We have 30 shares. The reason why I'm not stacking Mara odd lot, even though I love Mara as a company, is the goal is to get back to cash there so I can use that cash to either add more to MSTX or add more to MSTU. If I get back to cash on Mara and MSTU, then I'll go full port on MSTX and try to get back to. I'll try to get this cost basis as low as I can get it so that I can almost guarantee that I can get out of these shares. MSTX just rewinding back down 25% for the week. For the month, down 45%. So this stock has been absolutely hammered, and it's because Bitcoin has been hammered, right? Bitcoin was trading in the 70s just a few days ago, and we're back into the 90s, or before this video, we were back into the 90s. So hopefully we can start building some momentum there, and then these will really, really pop off. But that's the name of the game. You can see the volatility. We've done it. We've been here before. Back in January 2024, we went from 8,500 all the way to 6,200. Do I panic? No. This is just part of the way it goes. The charts chop. When you own assets, they chop. When you own cash-secured puts, you can see here, they just slowly rise until you get assigned. And then it is the way it is. So 10,500, we're building. We're collecting on average $281 a week on our call premium. And here's the proof, right? These are all the trades we've made this entire year in this small account. You can see puts, lots of puts all the way through January, all the way into late February. And then we finally got assigned in late February. Now call. So those are all the calls. We have the 3 calls on the table as of right now. We're averaging, you can see, 3.3% on our money for that call, 2.2% on our money for the MSTX calls, and MSTU at 6.2% on our money. And so that's the kind of returns we're getting there. All of those are above my cost basis. So if I get assigned or if I get my shares called away, it is above my cost basis, and we do book profits there, or at my cost basis, I should say. Where's the money coming from? Let's take a look at it. Mara 150, MSTU 40, MSTX 1406, Riot 10, TSLL 105, already on this account, $1,731 worth of trade profit. If we get some shares assigned this week and we get them called away, then we might have some will profit coming in. We will take a look. But this is the numbers. For February, we ended up finishing at $523 worth of premium. We started the month last month at $12,638, which equaled 4.14% return on our money trading options. March, now we are into March. We've already collected $280 on the first day, the market being open in March. We started the balance at $11,389. This morning we were up into the mid 12s. Now we're down into the mid 10s. It just is how it is. I just use the starting balance every single month, just to keep track of it that way. And that's where we're sitting. So $1,731 worth of options premium already in the first 2 months and 1 day of the market. So not too bad. How are we comparing to last year? Well, let's take a look at it. Last year in March, we did $143 in options income in this account. So far, we've already done $280. So we're already beating March in the first day of March by $137. We already went over the numbers, how I could make over $1,000 in option premium this month. We'll see how it is, though. It depends how the assets trade. If they absolutely tank, it's going to be less premium. If they absolutely rip, it's going to be more premium. We will just see. So that's where we're sitting so far. Here's the comparison chart. You can see destroying March of last year already. We destroyed February and we destroyed January. So we're on a good trajectory from last year. We're making way more money. Now, is the balance fluctuating? Of course, because we own shares, but we don't worry about that. They're just going to come and go as long as we don't sell our shares below our cost basis, then we are winning. Here's the numbers for March. These will continue to update. Annual income goal for 2025 is $5,143 worth of options premium. So far, we're about 33% of the way there to our goal, which is not too bad. We're about 65% of the way to our $18,184 balance by the end of the year. So we're moving along there. And for the month, we're about 75% of the way to our $370 monthly goal for March on the first day of March, which is absolutely absurd. The goal is $92 a week. We collected $280 today. And so far, I think we're going to be we're looking really good for March. That's all I'm going to say there. 3% goal is the goal. March, 3% of the balance from when we started this was $370, right? We're going to add $140 worth of fresh capital. And to be on track with when we started this 3% goal, we need to be at 12,846 by the end of this month. Is it possible? 100%, right? It just depends on how these assets move and if we can get back into cash and get back into cash secure puts. So that's the goal. The account's going to fluctuate. All that matters is that I hit my goals, and that is 18,184 by the end of December 2025 and $5,143 worth of options income by the end of 2025. Those are the two goals I'm keeping track of. Those are the things that I'm staying focused on. Control what I can control and continue to keep the options income in. So that's where we're sitting in the account. Balance is down a little bit. Premiums are up. We'll continue to collect the cash. We'll continue to will in, will out, and collect rent on our shares. Thank you, everybody. As always, hopefully you guys are adding on these dips. Hopefully you guys are managing the market, and hopefully this morning was nice. Nice little rally for some of you that are trading on the Bitcoin proxies. Appreciate everybody as always. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm almost at 9,000 subs. About 75% of the people that watch my videos don't subscribe, so hit the sub. It's free. And thumbs up as always. Thank you, everybody. Happy investing, and we'll catch you next video.